So once Cynthia vacates that seat, we'll call up Justin and Steve. We'll interview the two of them together. As a school committee, you're in a position right now where, okay, what stays, what goes, and or are you not at the point yet where you're saying what goes?
Well, we're not. We're trying to keep a positive outlook on it, and we're trying to work with our partners to make sure that things don't have to go. And it's a constant challenge, as you point out, Peter. Municipal financing is very difficult, and you are limited in a lot of the things you can do. And we're required, and I know we've tried over the last 3 years to do more with less. And we're always seeking grants, which can make a big difference too. So if you have a position that's funded by a grant, you can hold on to it even in a tough budget year.
And I know when I interviewed you for the one-on-one interview, you had just come from one of the concerts in the schools. And
yes.
How important bringing music back into the two elementary schools was.
That I think that's been probably just supremely important. Music and the band program and the chorus program, they touch on everything. Everything that lives in a school comes through that. The science, the language, the social and emotional welfare of the students is all impacted by that.
So Justin, combining your role as a member of the school committee and planning board, the two hats, okay, you want to keep this going at the schools. What can the planning board do to make that happen with that new growth?
We kind of talked about this when we sat down the other day for the interview. I mean, the town only has certain options. You can cut a budget deficit by cutting services to balance the budget. You can have an override to balance your budget, or you can grow, or any combination of those. And we can't exist without one of those three. And you can only cut so far before you just don't function as a town. So I know a lot of people don't want to talk about growing, but if you don't want an override, then we need to grow. If you don't want to grow, then you got to be willing to pay for the services and keeping the town running without an override. And that's the concern I've always had, for Plainville. We're small, so overrides have big impacts on smaller homes because it's spread amongst less homes. The real challenge is we've got some financial headwinds in the sense that we've got to pick up Tri-County. We're doing that's an expensive thing that's going to come every year. Without a debt exclusion to pay for that means it has to cover the operating budget, which means we all have to be really smart with how we handle our finances to get through that.
And while he's here, we will chat very quickly with Jeff Johnson. You were out of the room when we were discussing it, but Mike and I were saying that, you look at North Attleboro, they had 19 people running for 9 seats. What we learned was, those people running against the incumbents were unhappy. Mm-hmm. Turns out that they're part of the vocal minority.
Right.
For there to be no contested races in Plainville.
If you look next door to Rentham.
Yes.
Who had their election tonight. I have not seen results yet, but they had contested races for multiple positions on the select board, on the school committee, on the planning board. There's a part of me that wants to look at today's participation, both from a candidate perspective and a voter perspective, as a sign that people are kind of happy with the way we've gotten things running here the last few years, and they're feeling, well, it's okay. I don't have to jump up and scream. There's another part of me, though, that's concerned that we aren't getting fresh ideas, that we aren't getting discussion and dialogue and debate back and forth, even between candidates we like and candidates we don't like. Those dialogues are important for us to really approach every new day with new ideas, because the same old is not going to work for us forever.